not play this game on very hard mode. Just don't. I tried it and I think I've gone mad. So look at this video and just witness my descent into madness.
Kratos, the ghost of Sparta, had taken his place amongst the Olympians as the god of war. The bloodshed, the relentless battles, had finally brought him here. Ares was dead, and though Olympus beckoned, visions of his mortal existence still haunted him. Kratos, help me. Kratos knew that this was not a mere vision, for with the gods, nothing was ever as it seemed. The vision of his past set Kratos in search of answers. Answers that lay in the temple of Poseidon, deep within the city of Atlantis.
This is not a wise course of action, Kratos. It was a dream, nothing more.
The visions still haunt me, Athena. The visions you promised to take away. But this vision, I can change.
Perhaps it is a vision best left unchanged. There is more to this than you know. Please.
Again, like God of War 1, we start the game on a boat, and the combat is similar to Chains of Olympus. The grab is still simplified, but we have an alternate grab that is similar to the OG grab from the PS2 games. You can hold the L button and then press circle. In that case, Kratos will run and grab the enemy he reaches. Then you can mash square to do fast but weak attacks, or triangle to do strong but slow attacks, or circle to throw the enemy at another. I was doing this move a lot, assuming that just like the PS2 games, it was the best way to deal with simple enemies on very hard mode. But now that I look at the footage, I am not sure if this really is the best way. It takes a long time, but I guess it makes you less vulnerable. The first enemies we encounter are the Triton soldiers. They can attack with their spears, which is blockable. They can also grab you that if you fail to parry it, they will try to choke you to death, and you should rapidly alternate between the L and R button to escape. Killing them with circle results in Kratos stabbing them with their own spear, and it looks cool. If you are not careful, even they can be a threat. On the other side of the boat, a sea monster is attacking, which means another boss fight similar to the first boss of God of War 1, alongside some spider monsters called Scylla. They can bite or throw acid, or jump on Kratos and start biting rapidly again and again, and again you should do a quick time event to escape. They can easily be killed by a single grab. Dealing with the sea monster isn't that hard. Just be ready to guard all the time. All the boats will sink, but the sea monster is still at it. He can bite or attack with his hands or tentacles, or spawn Scylla, and as I said, just being careful to when to grab is enough. We should finish the fight with a QTE, and again the first one is easy. Here it is just circle. The chests for upgrading your health or magic are the God of War 3 versions. I went down a rope and opened a chest in the water, which takes the longest time in this game, and then save the game. And yes, again the save system is not stylized. The platforming is less like God of War and more like Uncharted. This game is full of moments in which you are hanging from a wall and slowly going left and right or jumping up or down. And it is even worse than God of War 2. Because yeah, the platforming in that game was also kinda automated, but at least there it looked cool. But here it is just boring. After killing more Tritons and breaking a wall and swinging with my blades, I reached a Minotaur, and they are more like their PS2 counterparts. They are not dangerous like their Chains of Olympus versions. Here we should deal with the sea monster again. Then you should pull a lever to open a door but look around for hidden chests. A few of Kratos' soldiers are alive and they are useless, so feel free to kill them for green orbs. After climbing a few walls, I saw the Triton assassins, and the only menacing thing about them is their name. They are projectile enemies, but you can easily kill them by your own hands or throwing their projectiles back at them by parrying. You should put a stone cube on a button. Like God of War 3, if you are pushing a box forward, Kratos will move the box faster. But here, in order to use this ability more, the game doesn't allow us to hold R to kick the box, which makes this process tedious. If God of War 3 did it, I would be fine with it because it is much faster there, but it is not that fast here. There are usually hidden chests in water, so don't try to jump over water holes. I saw a gate that I couldn't reach at the moment, so I should revisit this place later. I went up thanks to an elevator and reached a sliding section, which is a very simplified QTE. Just be ready to press cross when the game tells you. Then I reached a Cyclops and it is just like the previous versions. I will enter a temple and enter another water hole that takes me to a few hidden chests. After that I will reach the temple of Poseidon. Kratos will relive a memory and then meet Callisto, his mother.
How I have missed you, Kratos.
What treachery is this? Another trick of the gods?
No, my son. It is me. Your father brought me here. I have waited so long.
My father?
We do not have much time, Kratos. Your brother does not have much time.
Deimos?
He lives, trapped in torment, deep in death's domain.
But he's gone. You told me that he was—
I'm sorry. I had no choice but to lie. You must listen now. The temple of Ares in Sparta holds the secret that will lead to your brother. The road will not be easy, but you must help him. You must, Kratos. He needs you.
This cannot be. Why? Why would you do this?
Your father forbid me to tell
My
you.
father? Who is my father?
By telling Kratos who his father is, she gets cursed and turns into a monster. And now Kratos has to fight his own mother. The boss fight only holds story value and no gameplay value because she's basically a glorified Cyclops, just with more QTEs.
Finally, I am free. Find your brother, Kratos. Go to Sparta. Find Deimos. He needs you.
Mother! What have I done?
With her last breath, she released the weight of her burden and finally found the peace she had long sought. But for Kratos, the rage was almost palpable. Fate had once again pushed him to the brink of madness.
After killing Callisto, you will get her armlet, which lets you automatically win the QTEs on bonus play. And after that you will receive the first magic of this game, Eye of Atlantis. It is another lightning attack, but it is nowhere near as satisfying as the previous versions. Then another encounter with the sea monster that took me to a volcano. I didn't expect to see a fire themed level in Atlantis. I don't know, maybe there really is a volcano in there, but I am already way behind the schedule, so no time for research. There are again some places that you are hanging from the ceiling and there are hazards and enemies in them. For example, the fire variants of the Skilabrudes that are called a cursed wretch. Then there are some fire harpies and dealing with them is relatively easier because they are slightly slower. Then I reached a fire door that I can't open at the moment. Then I go through a gate, something that Lanaos, the master of this mountain, is against it. But who the hell is he to tell me what to do? Through it, I reach Thera the Titan. Just like that Ice Titan from God of War 2, we get a new ability through torturing the poor thing. Like God of War 2 and 3, there is a third bar for the energy for one specific ability. That specific ability being Thera's Bane. Now by holding the R button, Kratos' chain blade will become even more fiery, which is essential for enemies like the automaton. It has an attack that should be blocked and a couple that should be evaded. I love the concept of giving elemental powers to your weapons, but I don't think it is executed perfectly here. Holding the R button for a long while is painful, and sometimes I feel like it is less powerful than regular attacks. By destroying the automaton, you will collect a gear which is a one-use only key actually. After destroying a few gears, I revisit that fire door, and now thanks to Thera's Bane, it can be opened with a QTE. It would be better if we could open it with a regular attack like square triangle or something, because it is not the only fire door of the game, and opening them takes more than a few seconds, which can be a pace breaker. Then there is a section that you should stay on a moving platform on the lava, and some cursed wretches will attack you during it. At the end of it, it seems there is something hidden on the left, but no, just go right and continue. After going through more sections of moving in a slow and tedious way, we will fight the sea monster for the last time. Then a climbing section with falling rocks in it that are instant kill.
battle with Scylla had shaken the very foundation of Poseidon's kingdom. Atlantis was sinking. But that mattered little to the ghost of Sparta.
Kratos caused so much destruction that now Atlantis is sinking. Yeah, one interesting thing about this version of Atlantis is that it was not underwater. It went underwater when Kratos destroyed it. Now we see the return of going through narrow log sections. What happened here? In the last PSP game they made fun of it, but here it is back. But it is not a big deal because I never was against these sections. Also, it is improved here. When you fall, you can instantly get back up by pressing cross. In previous games, it took a few seconds to climb back up. Then the hoplites return from Chains of Olympus. There are a few variants of them in this game. For example, the ones that wield shields and you need to break them with square triangle while equipping Theros Bane. Then we see the return of archers and hanging from rope sections. But here you can jump from one rope to another.
Athena! You lied to me! The gods lied to me! My brother lives. He lives! Athena!
Don't let your rage blind you, Kratos. There is much you do not know. Be warned. They will all try to stop us.
After a not-so-friendly conversation with Athena, we can collect an owl statue that on bonus play it tells you if there is a chest around by turning the screen green. And it is helpful. There were some hidden chests that I was completely unaware of. Then we reach a puzzle section that needs you to kill a person in order to solve it, which takes you to an encounter with Gorgons. And then we will see a sad and brutal cutscene.
Hold fast, Dominus. We've won the battle. Hold fast.
What happened here?
We have angered them. The gods. They sent a message to all who defy their glory. But we survived. Spared us.
Who spared you?
The daughter. A message to the ghost of Sparta. The labor begins. Death awaits the ghost. He will never get the skull. The skull.
I am coming for you, brother.
And then another flying enemy that can easily be killed by being grabbed once. And then an armored Cyclops. First we should break his armor with fire and then deal with him. Then another log section in which you can fall down to find two chests. And then another puzzle section that needs you to think outside of the box. Then we will meet the Gravedigger again.
What fools! What fools! And you, the biggest fool of all, Kratos. The ghost of Sparta, the slayer of Ares, and now the destroyer of Atlantis. You should take heed, Spartan. The destruction of Poseidon's kingdom will not bode well on Olympus.
I care little for the gods.
And yet you walk beside them.
I did not ask for the throne of Ares.
You were given the honor to walk among the gods, and yet you spit on it like it was dirt.
The gods can keep their honor. I wish only to find my brother.
Ah, yes, the other one. Try if you must, but you will not succeed. You will never find him. And in the wake of your destruction, you have sunk the only path to your salvation. This is all that awaits you at the end of your journey.
Not before I find Deimos.
Be wise, my son, and turn back now. Do not seek the domain of death.
We collect a key that lets us go to a new place. We see the cursed remains again, and this time they are annoying, and one of the reasons is that we don't have a crunchy weapon like the barbarian hammer or the gauntlet of Zeus to crush them in a fun way. And then we meet the Keres Wraiths, who are probably the most annoying enemy in the Greek saga of God of War. They can summon an electric ball below Kratos, and unlike the Siren Widows, it is so fast that I can barely ever parry or evade them. When they take a big hit, they will go underground, and after a few seconds they will jump on you, and if you fail to parry or evade them, you should do a QT to escape. But no matter how fast you are, they will always at least hit you once or twice when they grab you. And they hit so hard that if your health is less than half, then don't bother pressing the buttons. You are dead the moment they grab you. You can do a great job for a long time, but one single small mistake and then you are dead. They can also rapidly attack with their claws. Weird thing is that mashing square damages them the most. Like using a fire or magic does less damage to them. Also, if you only do the light attacks with the regular blades, it means the wraiths won't take a big hit, so they won't go dig mode. Then a section that you should run fast to avoid dying. Then Kratos sees two statues that makes him remember a memory.
Don't let your guard down, Deimos! A Spartan warrior never lets his back hit the ground. Even in death, a Spartan stands tall for battle. You are a Spartan, are you not?
Yes, Kratos.
After that, we see Athena's broken statue again, and now with the key we can go left and meet a Geryon. And their introduction cutscene shows what they can do. At the moment we don't have their weakness, so I made the mistake of spamming fire and electricity, and as a result I had barely any health or magic left. Now we are leaving Atlantis, and then we get introduced to the Daughter of Death, who is looking for Kratos.
I don't know where he is. Please, I swear to you.
We are at a snowy place, so sometimes we should use the fire to break some ice to open some chests.
My lord, I I knew you would return. I have not failed you. I told the servants of death nothing. Elysium. Elysium.
You are a Spartan. Even in death, you stand tall for battle.
Thank you, Lord Kratos.
After solving a puzzle, we see the ice variants of the harpies. They are like regular harpies, but they can't freeze you. So a hybrid of harpy and gorgon, you could say. Then a very well hidden room with chests in it. Then we meet a dredge of Boreas. They can charge at you and attack with their claws or freeze you. You should attack it with fire or electricity. When it takes a certain amount of damage, it will spawn a Boreas spawn, which is like those fire puppies from God of War 1, but an ice version instead. They can sacrifice themselves in order to freeze you, so throw them at the dredge with L plus circle to do the most damage to both of them. Then you should kill a few archers to move a box and reach higher places. We reach a place that needs you to use fire to break windows and destroy an automaton to open a gate. Here I had to get good at parrying and evading to kill the automaton. After a swimming section, we have an encounter with Boreas spawns and ice harpies. Do regular circle instead of L plus circle because the ice harpies can freeze you. And then a boss fight against Erinis, the daughter of death.
Erinis, the daughter of Thanatos, the god of death. Pain given form, evil given life.
Ghost of Sparta, the god slayer. Your brother belongs to Thanatos. So does your blood.
You cannot stop me. Nothing can.
Again, just spamming regular square is the most effective method. After a while, she will transform to an eagle, and after attacking her in the air and a bunch of QTEs, we will kill her and get her ability, Scourge of Erinis. It unleashes a ball of darkness that follows and damages the enemies and gives Kratos health, which isn't very helpful on very hard mode, but on easier difficulties it pretty much completely refills your health bar. You can summon 3 of them, which can be combined into one big ball. Now we reach Sparta and we can see how much he is respected as the new god of war. We are walking slowly to have a closer look at the city, which is cool, but it is a problem while replaying the game. Also, we can do that minigame, and this time it is by far the funniest one. It starts with 2 women, but ends with 8 women. Kratos seemingly does such a great job during the process that more women join the game. Then Kratos remembers that memory again, and this time we are playing it. It shows that Kratos is a little bit harsh on his little brother Deimos, but that is because he loves him. If you have watched my God of War comics video, you know what a horrible place they live in. Being harsh is the true way to show love in that place.
A Spartan warrior never lets his back hit the ground. Even in death, a Spartan stands tall for battle. You are a Spartan, are you not?
Yes, Kratos.
After the Great War with the Titans, the Oracle had foretold the demise of the Olympian gods and the destruction of Olympus. She saw that it would be brought about not by the hands of the Titans, who thirsted for revenge, but by the hands of a mortal, a marked warrior. Whoever controlled the marked warrior controlled the fate of Olympus.
Ikari! Patronoles in Sparta Fera Ivan Kali!
Eithor Enikoedatis. Itamet.
Itera! Ines and Nemralis!
Kratos! Help! Kratos!
Forgive me.
Help!
Deimos!
Kratos! Deimos! Where are you? Come home, my sons!
Deimos, I will find you.
After that, Kratos will have a look at the jails of Sparta. There, the two soy satyrs from Chains of Olympus return. And just like that game, the best way to kill them is to launch them in the air and then grab them in the air a few times. This place has more than a few breakable walls with chests behind them. There is this guy who is thrown in jail because he still praises Ares instead of Kratos. He accidentally gets free and opens a gate to free the prize lion in order to kill Kratos. He can attack with his claws, which can be paired with a very well-timed guard. He can roar, which can stun Kratos and needs you to do a QTE to escape. He can also try to squash you, which should be evaded, but like me, you can use electricity instead. It took me half an hour to become fast enough to kill him. Now this guy is helpless, and we are going to slowly approach him and kill him, Terminator style. He can try, but he will never escape me. I love how when Kratos kills him, he makes sure his scary face is the last thing he sees. Then we put his corpse on a button to go out of the jail. We can't have a God of War game without that. After a while, we meet the last Spartan from God of War 2.
Pull! You! Move further out! My lord, we shall make quick work of this, and erect a statue befitting of your glory. That's right, man! Now pull! All hail Lord Kratos, the god of war!
All hail Lord Kratos!
My lord, I have something for you. I shall return.
Depending on the way you look at it, it could be a good thing or a bad thing. The bad thing is that it kinda makes it unrealistic. What do I mean by that? What I mean is that having him here makes him more than just a random soldier. In that case, isn't it weird that the only person that survived the wrath of Zeus is the only one that is actually a character? It is just like almost every single story in every single form of video. The main characters always somehow survive everything, and always the random civilians are the ones that die. And those deaths hold little value. The fact that main characters barely ever dies makes the story unrealistic and annoying. It makes the world and the story less believable. That is why I actually love it when a main character dies, even if that character is my favorite. Those deaths do have a value, and also it shows how life works. Death will eventually reach you no matter how important or unimportant you are. It have been a while since I have went off on a huge tangent, huh? Never mind. That was the negative point of view, but the positive point of view is that I like this character. The moment in God of War 2 that I realized this guy went that far in the island of creation despite being just a human, he became a favorite of mine. The rest of the Spartan soldiers are usually treated like a joke. They are supposed to be fearless warriors, but they will always either run away or get pathetically killed. Except for this guy who earns the title of a Spartan soldier. I would still love to see a spin-off game for this guy. Well, here you go, 2 big tangents in a row. Kratos enters a temple that used to belong to Ares in order to find a clue. And my god, what kind of drug is Kratos on? Dude is hallucinating so hard, it has taken a physical form. His teenage self is attacking him, and by doing QTEs and aiming, we should throw him at 4 parts of the wall to break it. In the wall there was a hidden object called the Skull of Keres. Remember that gate at the beginning of the game that we couldn't reach? It is the key to that gate. So it means we should go back to Atlantis. We exit the temple and realize that the last Spartan is actually one of, if not the most trusted soldier of Kratos.
Your weapons, my lord. I have looked after them as if they were my own.
You have served me well.
Thank you, my lord.
He gives us our secondary weapon, Arms of Sparta, which is a combination of a spear and a shield. The light attack is with the spear that goes up to a 3-hit combo. The heavy attack is with the shield that just like the blades launches enemies to the air, but you can't do any combos with it. Unless you do the special combo square, triangle, triangle. By holding the R button, you will aim at an enemy, and then by pressing square, Kratos will throw the spear at that enemy, and then instantly spawn another spear in his hand. It has no limitation, so in a way it is the best or most overpowered ranged ability. I think it is the first time that L plus square does not do a cyclone of chaos-ish move. Instead, it will stab the enemy multiple times. But still be careful with this move. While guarding with this weapon, you can actually move. You can also shoot some objects to make way for Kratos. After killing another dredge of Boreas, I upgraded Arms of Sparta to level 2, which gave me the ability to parry attacks, and a powerful melee attack with L plus triangle, and a powerful ranged attack with R plus triangle. Then I got the third and final magic of the game, Horn of Boreas. It is this game's version of Medusa's gaze. This one freezes the enemies around you, but it is useless, because in this game enemies break free much faster than the other games. So most of the times I failed to break them. Then another encounter with the Wraith that took a while. Then we see King Midas from afar. Once he wished that everything he touches would become gold. It became a reality, but he didn't realize that everything includes people as well. And so he unintentionally turned his own daughter into a golden statue. And as a result, he lost his mind.
Stay away! Stay away! I'm cursed. Stay away! Don't you see? Everything I touch, gold.
Midas?
I didn't mean to. I thought... How could I know that she would... Oh, my daughter. My beautiful little girl. What are the stakes? Am I in Hades? I must be. Finally, I know what I must do.
We follow him and on the way deal with some harpies. We find the king's ring, which makes the game give us 10 times the red orbs it gives us on a bonus play. Then I upgraded Arms of Sparta to level 3, which gave the R+ square move a charge shot ability. If you hold square instead of pressing it, when you release it, the aimed enemy will be showered in spears and lose a lot of health. You can also run with L+ circle, and while running, you can press square or triangle to do powerful attacks. Then you should go down a rope, but there is a hidden chest on the way. Then a great troll from the game. There is a chest that has turned into gold by the touch of the king, and the game makes you think that you can open the chest, but you actually cannot. You can even see a cyclops that has turned into gold. Then you should climb a rope, but climb higher to open a chest. After that, we slowly throw the king into the lava to turn it into gold and make platforms. And Kratos is really lucky that the king failed to turn him into gold. And then I max out Arms of Sparta. And now it is so powerful, even the Cyclops can be helpless against Kratos. Then we should go on a boat again and reach Atlantis. If you know what you are doing, before doing so you will have maxed out your health, magic and energy meters. But that will not save you from the nightmare that you will go through. Now, the worst section in the entire history of God of War. On the boat we see the Triton Lords, who are a stronger and more durable version of Triton soldiers. Then some harpies will show up. Then Poseidon wants to have revenge, so light and thunder keep hitting the boat all the time. And then a huge amount of Triton Lords and harpies will attack. I feel like there are at least 100 of each. No matter how many I kill, more will come. You may think the game is broken or something, but no, that's how the game is. At least one of the developers of this game intended to break our mind and spirit, and our fingers, and our consoles. I feel like someone was really angry while working on this section. Even on easy and normal mode it takes a long time. On hard mode this section alone took me 2 hours. So on very hard mode, on this section and only on this section, I used save states. Because as a wise man once said, the game cheats and I cheat back. I realized if I had to beat this section the legitimate way, it would have took me 4 hours or something. In that time I could play Chains of Olympus from start to end. So yeah, I decided to hold value for my time and my physical and mental health. I just kept grabbing the enemies with regular circle and saved the state each time I killed one, and I would load the state each time I would take a single hit. If like me you want to play this game on an emulator with a PS5 controller, then you could have R2 as save state shortcut and L2 as load state shortcut, or vice versa. It is not my fault that on very hard mode, no matter how much we upgrade ourselves, we will die by 5 hits or something. This section gave me so much misery. I am not the type of person to swear a lot. I usually roll my eyes when in a YouTube video someone swears once every 5 seconds or something. But during this section, I became an F-bomb throwing machine. Never in my life I had ever been that angry. After that nightmare, we are back at Atlantis. I was still so angry that I killed every single innocent civilian on my way. Then I was trapped in a room with a Geryon and multiple Triton assassins. I again made the mistake of spamming fire and magic, which made me helpless against a few Triton lords in the next room.
It is not too late to turn back, Kratos. No good will come of this journey. The gods...
I am done with the gods! Return to Olympus and leave me be.
Your brother was a threat to Olympus, Kratos. What was done had to be done. Forgive me. Forgive me.
You were there? Why? Why did you help him?
I was there for you, Kratos. You had to be saved.
You should have saved him. I should have saved him.
There is more to this than you could possibly know, Kratos.
Lies and riddles. That's all you give me, Athena. I will save my brother, and you will stay out of my way.
After a while, I was in another room with an automaton and multiple Triton assassins. I was guarding almost all the time. I eventually realized that the best way is to do L+square on the Tritons, and when I killed them all, I dealt with the automaton. Also, I was always ready to block or evade. After killing Lanaus, I get stuck with another combat encounter. I learned that throwing spheres is the best way of survival. After that, I will reach the gate again and will enter the domain of death. Now we reach the final part of the game. Some places are blocked with some dark plants that should be burned with fire. This place has more than a few hard combat rooms, but I have already told the strategy of most of them, except for these places that made me realize the best way of dealing with the wraiths is throwing spheres at them. After a small puzzle that annoys me sometimes, Kratos will find his brother Deimos.
Brother, you are safe now. Safe! You let this happen to me! You were supposed to protect me! Did you think I would forget? Did you think I would forgive? I will never forgive you, brother.
Poor guy has lost his mind during the years of being imprisoned and tortured. So we have to beat some senses into him during a boss fight. Once you realize how it works, it is an easy fight. Just know when to block or evade. But one cool thing during this fight is that sometimes Deimos tries to put dirt in Kratos' eyes, which is similar to how he played with him as a kid.
You left me! Get up! Fight me! I hate you, Kratos! You no longer have power over me, Thanatos. The Oracle lied. I'm coming for you, brother! Hold on!
Don't let me fall, Kratos!
Spartan never lets his back hit the ground. Right, brother?
I will not lose you again, Deimos. Come! The fight is not over. The Oracle may have yet spoken truth. The marked warrior shall bring about the destruction of Olympus. Ares chose poorly that day. He took your brother when it should have been you. None of that matters now. Nothing you do is of your own choosing. The gods do not decide my fate, Thanatos! The gods decide, and the Sisters of Fate make it so. You are nothing but a pawn in a game you don't even know is being played. Pathetic. Now is the time, Kratos. The beginning of the end.
Now it is time for the final battle. Both brothers will fight together against Thanatos, the god of death. Kratos wields the blades of Athena and Deimos wields the arms of Sparta. This one took me an hour, but it was a relatively fun hour because it was mostly fair. I just again had to get good at timing to know when to guard, when to evade, and when to cheese it with the electric attack. Now by pressing the down button, instead of changing your weapon, Deimos will throw a spear at Thanatos, which can interrupt some of his attacks. But Kratos can't have happiness for one full day in his life, can he?
Deimos!
The final part of this battle is unfair and very hard, so I had to fight like a coward. Thanatos is dead, but at what cost? Once again, Kratos has to carry the corpse of a loved one. Kratos failed to save his brother. We again have a section of just slowly moving, but this time it is just simply too powerful. It is tragically beautiful. Now we know what turned Kratos into the monster that he was in God of War 2.
You are free now, brother. By the gods, what have I become?
Death, the destroyer of worlds.
It is done. You have let go of that which made you mortal. Your ties to this world are severed. You are ready to be a god.
Is this all a game to you, Athena? It is not over, Athena. The gods will pay for this.
Forgive me, brother.
Now, only one remains.
Now let's look at the treasure section of this game. This time they took an interesting approach. Other games usually give us everything the moment we beat the game on very hard mode. But here we actually need to buy some of the concept arts and bonus videos and costumes with red orbs. We even have to buy the god challenges and the enemies for the battle arena. So when you finish the game, you can enter the Temple of Zeus, and with the remaining red orbs that you collected during the main campaign, buy some stuff. I love this idea. The only problem is that we don't know what we are buying. We are only given the price and not the title. But since I wanted to make a YouTube video, I had to buy them all anyway. So I would only upgrade the blades of Athena and arms of Sparta. And I don't regret it really, because the rest of Kratos' stuff aren't that much useful or cool in this game. When you buy everything, you can access a new room and pick up the Dig of the Gravedigger. Once in a YouTube video I heard this item is the hardest thing to obtain in Greek God of War games because of the huge amount of red ore you need in order to buy everything, but I have to disagree. Play the game on bonus play on easy mode and turn on the ability of the King's Ring, and you can easily get 999,999 red orbs by just playing the game. What does this dig do, you might ask? Well, it lets you play as the Gravedigger in the battle arena. Why would you want to play as an old man? Because this crazy old man is actually Zeus in disguise. And it is a shame that we cannot play as him in the main campaign, because he wields both the Blade of Olympus and the Gauntlet of Zeus, and it looks really fun. This time we have 2 sets of God challenges. We have 5 Ares challenges that is more about power, and 8 Athena challenges that are more about wisdom. Ares challenge 1. Open all 6 chests without dying. There are 6 chests around you and there are some enemies. I easily spawned 3 scourges to stun the enemies and then open the chests. Ares challenge 2. Kill all your enemies. This time I played the challenges after finishing the game on very hard mode, as opposed to previous God of War games that I would play the challenges after playing the game on easy mode. And I realized that the difficulty of the challenges are tied to the difficulty of your most recent playthrough. So after wasting an hour on this challenge, I gave up and played the game on easy mode, and then the challenge became actually easy. Ares challenge 3. Retrieve all red orbs before time runs out. There is a chest in a box, 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 and you should kill the soldiers and then break the boxes to open the chest. Ares challenge 4. Kill all the enemies without taking a single hit. Ares challenge 5. Kill 3 automatons before your life is drained. Athena challenge 1. Stay in air for 10 seconds. Just launch an enemy in the air and grab it multiple times in the air. Athena challenge 2. Hit an enemy 10 times in a row while grabbing it with L plus circle. Again, spawning 3 scourges makes it pathetically easy. Athena challenge 3. Break 5 shields at the same time. Square triangle. Athena challenge 4. Parry 5 arrows in a row. Failing means getting hit by an arrow. So as long as you don't take damage, the time between each time you parry can be as long as you want. So I found a way to cheese it. I would kill all the archers except for one by throwing spears at them, and then I would parry his arrow and kill the remaining archer, then wait for them to respawn and repeat. Athena challenge 5. Scare everyone. I don't know, I just walked around a little bit and won. Athena challenge 6. Shatter 5 ravens at the same time. Just kill a Gorgon and win. Athena challenge 7. Kill Gorgons until your magic meter becomes full. This one is the only hard challenge. The rest are pathetically easy, unless I am doing something wrong, and this one is also easy. Athena challenge 8. Kill 10 cursed remains by grab. So only my circle, I guess. Then there are backstory videos about Deimos and Kratos.
They came to retrieve the marked warrior. A mark they saw on the body of Deimos. As he was taken away in front of his brother's eyes, little did he know of the fate that awaited him. Ares would bring him to the domain of death, realm of Thanatos, a place no mortal had ever dared set foot. There he would remain imprisoned with no hope of escape. He would suffer years of punishment and torment at the hands of the god of death. At first, the belief that his brother Kratos would come to save him kept him alive. But as the years lapsed, Deimos lost all semblance of hope, and with it any thread of humanity left in him. The anger, the vengeance seethed within him and lay dormant for decades. With little sanity left, it was this rage that made him endure, believing the day would come when he would once again face the brother who abandoned him. Born as loyal sons of Sparta, the two brothers trained and dreamt of one day joining the ranks of the great Spartan army. But that never was to be. On an ill-fated day, Deimos was taken under the eyes of his brother Kratos, the brother who had vowed to always protect him. This single event would forever change the course of Kratos' life. His destiny, his cursed fate, had been set in motion. The loss of his brother would leave an indelible mark on him, a memory he could not forget. As he vowed never to falter again, Kratos adorned a red tattoo on his body in honor of Deimos, a tattoo in the very image of his brother's birthmark. This tattoo would become a somber reminder for the man who would become a god. The warrior, known as the Ghost of Sparta.
And yeah, that was the game. I say just like Chains of Olympus, this one also has to be in the same talk as the mainline trilogy, but obviously not as good. When I first started playing this game, I said that it is better than Chains of Olympus. But when I had to play the game for the 5th time, I was actually kind of bored. Unlike the previous games that I would play them 8 times and I would still be hungry for more. So yeah, it is still a good game, but among all the 3D games, it is the worst one for the moment. So yeah, good game, play it, but don't play it on very hard mode. Next time, I will talk about the best God of War game, God of War 3. So if you are interested to see my opinion on other God of War games, or if you would like to see more retrospectives on other video game or cartoon franchises, subscribe to the channel so that you won't miss my next video. I've been Bashir from Retro Cafe, and I thank all of you for watching this video.